Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or whatever time you'll be able to watch this video. Welcome. So for this video, I'm going to talk about techniques or tools you can use to summarize your data visually. So as I've said, in quantitative techniques, you rely on numerical data to make an informed business decision. So when you deal with data, you need a considerable number of data points. Marami kang data kang kailangan para makadetect ka ng pattern. So yun naman ang medyo siguro downside na matatawag. Siyempre, you have to uh, your your decision should be based on, hindi pwedeng na baka tsamba lang yun, baka fluke lang yun matatawag, na parang abnormal ba, unusual yan. Baka naman hindi yun usual but usual event that happens. Okay, so with data, yun nga, kailangan mo ng medyo marami-raming data para makadetect ka ng pattern. And para ma-detect mo yung pattern, you need to summarize that either in a tabular way or in a picture. Okay, so how do you visualize your data? So say for example, ito vehicular speeds. You have several vehicular speeds, diba? You cannot make sense of that unless you summarize that. So how do you summarize that? So you can build a frequency distribution table. So how do you create or build a frequency distribution table? So ito, you start with a range, calculating the range. And range is simply yung difference ng highest value at lowest value. Then determine the class width. The class width depends, so range over number of classes. Now itong number of classes, ito yung bahala ka as a data analyst. Ikaw ang nagpo-process ng data. It's your decision that will build a good frequency distribution. Okay, say for example, here we have a class width of 9. So nakita natin, ito yung frequency distribution table mo. Tapos pag iba-bar graph mo yan, ito magiging itsura niyan. Okay, so pag iba naman ang number of classes, yan naman ang magiging itsura niya. So ito, multi-peaks, ang daming peaks, no? Unlike yung kanina, there's only one peak, tapos pababa na. So parang almost bell curve na tinatawag. Okay, so ito for 14 classes. Like I said, depende yan sa'yo kung ilang number of classes ang gusto mo. But there is some sort of optimal, matatawag natin a perfect, almost ideal or desirable number of classes. How do you determine that? So ito naman for how many classes? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 classes naman ito. Okay, so how do you determine the number of classes? So I have here provided two formulas to use. You can use to determine the number of classes. Say for example, you have 50 data points. The number of classes will be equal to yung nearest number k, value ng k, that will yield a number that is greater than the number of data points. Say if your data points is 50, what value of k will give, so 2 to the k, what value of k will give a number that is higher than 50. So 2 to the 6 is equal to 64. So ito yung number of classes natin, 6. Kasi kung 2 to the 5th naman, that's only 32, diba? And that's not higher than 50. So 2 to the 6, 64. So the number of classes ay 6. So another formula you can use is number of classes is equal to the square root of number of data points. So for 50 data points, The square root of 50 is equal to around 7. So, iba ang na-yield nito, 7. So, 7 classes. So, again, it's really up to you. Okay? Anyway. So, that's the frequency distribution table. And you can create a bar graph. So, anyway, let me jump to another tool. This is a stem and leaf display. Okay, so let's have a sample problem. So, sample of 50 people chosen randomly at a shopping mall. So, each person in the sample is shown a typical cigarette ad and is asked to estimate the age of the model in the ad. So, ito yung mga hula na mga ages ng model. So, halimbawa, ako ay isang respondent, ito ang hula ko sa edad ng model, 27. So, we can construct a stem and leaf display, a frequency histogram, and relative frequency histogram of the 50 perceived ages. Kasi sa ibang bansa, siguro US to, may provision kasi sa kanilang policy, batas na natural persons depicted as smokers and cigarette advertising shall be at least 25 years of age and shall not be dressed or otherwise made to appear to be less than 25 years of age. Yan. Kung mukhang bata, violation yun. Diba? So, okay. So, let us try to build a stem and leaf display. So, ang lowest ay 17. So, mayroong minor at mayroong highest above 30. Okay? So, we can start with yan. So, paano gagawa ng stem? So, ang ginawa ko dito ay meron akong, ito yung tens. So, tens, 20s, then 30s. Okay? So, ang pinaka cut off natin ay 25. Shall be at least 25 years of age, kaya hiniwalay ko. So, about 25 and above, ito yung So, halimbawa, data mo ay 26. Nandito siya, kaya ito 26. So, ito yung tens, ito yung ones. Okay? So halimbawa, itong 17, ito yan. Okay? Yan. Yan yung 17. Okay? Yan. So, itali mo lang lahat hanggang sa matali mo na lahat ng 50. At ito na yung resulta. Okay? So, how many fall under, how many respondents say na ang model ay mga around mga teenager. So, 17, 18, 19, 17. So, 4. So, anong makikita natin dito? Okay? Marami sa mga respondents nagsasabi na ang estimate nila, ang edad ng model ay at least 25, 29. 25 nga to 29 kasi 30 na ito. So, 29 of the respondents claim that their estimate of the age of the model is around at least 25. Okay? So, marami naman. Okay? So, what do you notice dito sa stem and leaf display? Yung data mo na retain, alam mo kung ano talaga yung actual value. Unlike in a frequency distribution table, hindi mo na siya alam. Alam mo lang na nandito siya sa ganitong class. Unlike dito, retain mo yun. Alam mo pa rin yung actual value ng mga data mo. Okay? So ganyan siya. So, if you rearrange that, makatayo, para rin siyang may bell. Okay? Yan. Para rin siyang curve. So, we can create a curve na. Ito nga lang, ito nakahiga. Okay? So that's stem and leaf. So another is histogram. Okay? Ito naman, ang kaibahan naman ng histogram sa bar graph ay dikit-dikit ang bars. Yeah. Unlike sa bar graph, katulad nito, yeah, hiwa-hiwalay. Okay? I will not teach you how to create a histogram, but because you can use an app, okay, and even yung bagong Excel, the 2016 model or even 2019, you can create a histogram using Excel. You can create a histogram using Excel. Punta lang kayo doon sa ayan, charts. Tingnan nyo. Okay? So, I need to siguro another video na lang yun. Balik na lang tayo sa PowerPoint. Okay? Or you can make use of an app. You can go to this website, enter your raw data, and it will ask you, yeah, you know the drill, just enter your values at top. So, generate. Magge-generate yan ng data. Katulad dito, number of classes, 10. So, this is something that you will have to yun nga, dictate the app. Ikaw magsasabi sa app kung ilang classes ang gusto mo. Okay? So, katulad nito, yan, these are 10 classes, ito ang naging itsura ng histogram mo. At 8 classes, ito naman ang naging itsura ng histogram mo. Okay? So, there are apps you can use. Sa Excel, you can also create a histogram. Sa Excel. Then you have bar chart. So, and ito ay readily available. Something you can do already sa Excel. Bar chart, line graph, then you have pie chart. So these are the ways you can summarize your data. Then you have a scatter diagram. A scatter diagram is simply a picture that somehow tells you, oh, mukhang there is a relationship between the two variables. Halimbawa, ito, ibig sabihin nito, this has a positive correlation. Okay? So, ito naman, negative correlation. Ito, medyo malabo, walang correlation. Okay? So, that's it. That's how you visualize data. But, the task that I will ask you to do is somewhat related to this. Okay? So, we'll proceed.